Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Europeans' first impressions of Texas, and yeah, we're going to check this out. I reacted to her a few days ago, and she was traveling just through isolated areas in the US. It was in the Dakotas, and it was just fascinating to see some of the places she went to, but this one's a bit different. Texas as a whole is probably an area of the US that I've done the most reactions of. If there was states that I've done most reactions of, it's definitely Texas. And yeah, it's just a fascinating place because it seems like this state is definitely the closest state to being its own country. It's like, I feel like it's also like a concoction of everything in the US. Maybe not necessarily, but that's sort of the view I have just from doing the reactions that I do. But yeah, we're going to check this out and see. Hopefully going to enjoy. Links also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube, TV series, movie reactions, all that good stuff. And you can suggest stuff to react to on there as well. The stuff that I can't post to YouTube, of course. But yeah, we're going to check this out and see this video.
Here we go. Texas. Maybe, just maybe, the most misunderstood, fascinating, stereotyped state in the US. As I cross the entire state, south to north, I meet fascinating people who give me all kinds of advice.
I say, you've gotten this far, don't leave here without a gun.
And experience all American stereotypes, cliches, and adventure. We're on the Route 66! So what exactly does a European think of Texas? Well, to be completely honest, my very first impressions of the United States on this trip were pretty miserable. But things started looking up after I had been released from the United States Border and Customs Agency. And after that, I just drove straight up north through Texas, and I stopped at this campsite. Actually, it's called an RV park, I guess, in the United States. Subtle difference. I don't know. I'm a beginner to all this. And over here, I met some really nice Texans. Meet the Russells and their friends, an all-Texan family.
Wait, what are they doing there? What are they drinking?
Welcome to Texas!
Drinking from, even.
Yep, we may have very different views on many things, but on a purely human level, I'm amazed. They still gave me a wonderful welcome to Texas. They fed me, tried to make me feel safe, even showed me around their amazing RV. Right, so the guys just invited me.
I've got such an interest into RVs, man. I used to just sit at home. I mean, not used to just sit at home. I would spend a good 2 hours in the evening, like for a few days, or for a bit of time, just looking at people renovating RVs, or like the biggest RVs, like people that live in RVs, just all these different types, and it was fascinating me so much. So I'm actually quite interested to see this.
To come inside their beautiful giant RV and take a look around. Honestly, this is completely new to me. I had never been inside an RV like this before in my entire life. I've seen them driving around the US, I've seen pictures of them, but the inside is a whole other world. It's pretty incredible and super, super luxurious. I mean, compared to that little home on wheels that I live in. All right, let's go inside. Oh wow, you got a customized mat.
This is the living room. I mean, the kitchen.
Oh wow, this looks like a flipping. That is crazy. This is the sort of stuff that I would find so fascinating. They've got a flipping island. They've got an island on their RV. Are you taking the piss? Flipping hell. They've got an island on their RV. Do you know how mental that is?
Wow. And the living room is pretty close together.
Yeah, but that's cozy as hell. That is actually incredible, man. I'm not gonna lie. I could live somewhere like this my whole life and be so damn happy.
And you've got 2 sofas in there.
That makes into a bed, so you can sleep 2 more people.
It looks like an actual house. So it's an RV, but I mean, the fridge is like a full-size fridge. The kitchen is, for me, what would be like a full-size kitchen.
And a fireplace.
By the way, if you want RV reactions, I'm goddamn down for that. I don't know if there's any interest in that at all, but I love looking at those kinds of things. I think that's like something that I don't know where it comes from, but it just fascinates me so much.
And a fireplace?
What?
Okay, so Pam gave me the go-ahead to go and check out the bedroom and the bathroom, which are pretty amazing. So right here is the shower. These guys have a shower in their RV. And then here is the bedroom.
Wow.
Wow.
This is
that is
wild.
pure luxury. So how long have you guys been living like this?
We're not living in here. This is just camping.
No, we have our own house.
See, I would happily live like that, man. But if you've got that and you've got your own house, you know what? You've done very well for yourself. I've got to respect that, to say the least.
So
What's
what's this
that?
called?
That food, was that pepper in it?
Bamboo shoot.
A bamboo shoot.
Get up here, all of you. Come on.
Let's go.
Ah, good stuff.
Ice cream.
Take pictures of the bucket.
I've never had a Coke float before, but
I remember when I first tried a Coke float. It was good, to be fair. I mean, I was very excited for it. It didn't live up to the expectations, but at the end of the day, it's just vanilla and Cokes. I mean, what can you actually expect?
let's try it. I mean, when in Texas. It's pretty good. It's like ice cream but sparkling. So I've asked these guys what they think about my trip, whether I should do it, whether they think it's safe, or maybe whether I'm a little bit crazy for doing it. So
But what was her trip? Because I guess you've got to have been watching her channel from the start to know what she was doing. What was the trip that she was doing?
You're a whole lot crazy for doing it.
really,
You're the same type of person that tried to fly that plane from one continent to the other and she crashed and burned.
Oh.
And they never found her.
does not sound promising.
Wait, what?
I'd be very apprehensive for my children to be doing it.
Right.
So we have to worry about you now.
Gotten this far, don't
Oh, that's-
leave here without a gun.
We have to worry about you. That's such a cute little statement.
That Texas guy, I admire you for doing it,
Yeah.
and I think that you're going to have the adventure of your life going to the United States and seeing what you're going to see. And I'm going to follow you.
Yes.
And look at your blogs and see how you're doing.
I think I got an important lesson from hanging out with these
Bro, within like a few hours, it's like they've become best friends. That's awesome.
people. In a world organized around systems, we really need to find ways to reconnect to our humanity. In a world where our differences become our identities, we need to focus on finding common ground. And that could be as simple as sharing a meal. So I've been at this campsite for 2 nights, hanging out with my neighbors who have been so kind and so welcoming, and just trying to kind of recalibrate after my rough experience at the border a few days ago. But today, this morning, I have to leave because I have to keep going up north
Oh, so they're right on the border. This campsite is right on the border.
to northern Texas. So there's a lot to see along the way. So it's going to be a really intense day. By the way, Texas is huge. Huge. The distances that you cross in Texas are unlike anything I've seen. Once you leave the interstates and hop on the country roads, you find yourself on a true adventure where the horizon stretches out into eternity. Nobody.
Just goes on.
Nobody. The last 2 hours. Not a single car. Once in a while, you might see another car passing, or a lonely house miles away from its neighbor. In a place as vast as this, you start to feel like loneliness is something you can touch. And you start to understand how people can grow really, very tough living out here.
Look how cute this little gas. See, this is when I used to think of the US, I would never have thought of things like this, right? Like, this is like a cute little innocent gas station. And I mean, I would have just assumed no matter where you are in the US, you're gonna just have these big gas stations that you can just like, you know what I mean? Like, this just looks like a cute, like it's just like not what I was expecting, but because you would not get anything like this in the UK. 100%, I guess, because obviously it's nowhere near as isolated as some of these places in the US. Like, this gas station probably doesn't have many people come to it, so I mean, it makes sense for it to be a lot smaller. It's just fascinating to see it. And again, yeah, in the UK, you're never going to get anything like this. Maybe like somewhere in like northern Scotland, because that is quite an isolated area. But even then, I wouldn't even guess that would be the case. I don't know. That's not from experience. I'm just sort of assuming. But yeah, this is a cool little stop, to be fair. Old school as hell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm traveling to Alaska. Yeah.
Oh, she was going to Alaska? Oh, wow.
26th of April.
Was that Taurus?
Yeah. Look, most gas stations in the US are not like this.
Cheeky.
They're all super modern, just as you'd expect. But what's the fun in showing you something that you already know?
Oh, wow.
Check out this store. Oh my god, Gavin, you've got so many amazing things in here. Jalapeno honey mustard.
That is quite cool, to be fair.
Ooh, cherry cobbler.
Is it all homemade? I mean, I guess no one actually knows, but...
Everybody's really, really nice so far. I mean, very welcoming and just genuinely curious as to what the heck I'm doing here. Which is a fair enough question. This is a drive-through shop. A drive-through shop. I mean, I'm familiar with like drive-through restaurants and even drive-through Starbucks, but this is a shop. How do you know what you want to buy without looking around? Can you just buy anything? Can I ask for like...
Drive-through shop? I know there's crazy, like, in terms of, like, you can get drive-through chemists, I think, in the US. I might be chatting out my ass, but I swear I've heard that you can get drive-through chemists. So, I mean, I guess you can actually get drive-through anything you can think of. In the US, it's going to be a possibility to have it as a drive-through.
A mango, and how does this work? Actually, I'm not sure if Odyssey will even fit here. Clearance is pretty low. Can I get like a large bottle of water?
Can you get what, I'm sorry?
Like a large bottle of water?
A large bottle of water, anything else for you?
Do you have sparkling or only still?
Do what?
Do you have sparkling water or just still water?
You'll have to pull forward because I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'll just have still water, just the water, nothing else, thank you.
It seems like quite a hard...
I know it was my accent.
Seems like quite a hard experience.
Or if I'm making unreasonable demands. I just wanted sparkling water. Okay, now let's see. Yes! Just about. I'd like a Slurpee.
A
Slushy.
Okay, what size and what flavor?
The smallest size you have, I'll have a pina colada. Thank you. It's literally like a fast food joint that you drive through, but a shop. Why am I so excited? I don't know. Thank you. You know, I didn't actually need that water, but I just wanted to get it for the experience. I know to most of you, this might be like totally like everyday boring stuff, but I've never seen a drive-through shop before. And also, this is going to be my first time ever drinking a Slurpee or slushy. I don't know what they're called, but
She's never had a slushy before.
it's a super American thing.
Oh, who? Bro, I love a slushy, man. What?
If The Simpsons taught me anything, it's that you get brain freeze from these.
Yeah, oh,
Where's
damn
my
sure.
Slurpee? Come on. No brain freeze. Well,
Drink more and you'll have it.
let's move on to my initial impressions of the US. I mean, I don't know if the entire country's like this, but in Texas, it's amazing how many things you can sort out without ever leaving your car. I mean, there's drive-through pharmacies
Yep,
here,
there you go.
there's drive-up ATMs here. In fact, I'm just
Bro, what? Drive up ATMs?
about to use that one.
They've made this whole building for drive-through ATMs, or is this just like linked onto another drive-through area?
It's amazing. I mean, back home we have like drive-through fast food joints, but that's about it.
Same.
Literally never have to leave your car in this state. The drive-up ATM, here we go.
To me, that's kind of like this sort of drive-through thing in the US is kind of like the interest in this for me is sort of how like it makes me feel like how I like, you know how Japan, Tokyo, or is it just the whole of Japan? I think it's the whole of Japan. They have, what are the machines called? Vending machines. Like just vending machines for anything. That's just so fascinating to me as well. Like these differences that, again, we have vending machines here, but vending machines for cooked meals, no. And yeah, like this drive-through thing is the same interest. It's just such a weird difference, but it's cool. I like it. I mean, it's just the differences in like different countries, right?
Oh,
Stand out.
let's get some money out, shall we? Slurpee is really good. So you know the saying, everything is bigger in Texas? Well, it definitely rings true because back home, Odyssey is one of the biggest cars on the road. One of the biggest cars that you'll see anywhere. In fact, you would just not choose to drive this car into the city because you wouldn't be able to find a parking spot. But in the United States, there's all the parking in the world, everywhere. And Odyssey is by no means the biggest car on the roads anymore. It's kind of average because everybody owns one of these here. Everybody owns a pickup truck, except they're not really hauling anything in the back, I guess. I mean, let's check. That doesn't really classify as hauling to me. Let's check some others. Are they hauling anything? Nope, not hauling anything. All right, he's hauling some stuff. One last one over there. Definitely not hauling. Why does everybody own pickups in Texas? And is it like this in the rest of the US? Okay, I know those were all total stereotypes, and I hope that you can forgive me for indulging in them. Just one more thing. I have never been to a Walmart in the USA, so it's time for a little explore.
Oh, here we go.
It may seem like basic groceries, but
I just looked at a Walmart yesterday, people going to Walmart for the first time, and it was fascinating, so it's going to be interesting to see if this is just the same.
I really do believe that you can learn a lot about a country and its people from their buying and eating habits. This is one of the funniest products I've ever seen in my entire life. Liquid eggs?
That blew my mind as well.
Liquid egg whites? Why not just use normal eggs? Are you kidding? Oh my god, an entire shelf just dedicated to cookie dough.
See, there's Reese's cookie dough. I swear there's Reese's for everything, man. I'm so jealous of these Reese's options. Oh my days, man.
You have no idea how lucky you are to have cookie dough in this country. It is like one of the best things in the entire world. Just a casual 5-pound pack of cheese.
That is huge.
I mean, it would seem like just be normal baked beans, but it's the size of my head.
Yeah, even in the land of baked beans, you're not getting a tin this big.
20 kilograms or something. Oh.
20 kilo? Wait. No way. It's 20 pounds, isn't it? Wait, what? 10. I don't know. I'm not good. Is LB pounds? I'm so bad. I think it is.
20 kilograms or something. Oh. You know, everything is just so huge. And so many plant-based meat-style options. It's incredible.
Massive.
Here's a funny story. So I grew up in the 90s in post-communist Poland. So, you know, we had cereals. We didn't really eat cereals that much, but we had like cornflakes and some local stuff, and we had like Cheerios and things like that. But when I was growing up, one thing that I had that you could get in America was this amazing, super sweet, magical cereal called Fruit Loops.
You could get them.
This, for me, was like the ultimate American dream, was to one day have
Oh, I thought she said she had them. Oh, okay. She was wanting to have them.
Fruit Loops. I really feel like an obligation to my younger self to try these. So I'm gonna get some Fruit Loops, and then later on today you're gonna see me eat them, because I'm really curious to see how they taste and whether the expectation that I had built up as a child actually matches to the reality. If there's one thing that I think of when I think road tripping in the United States, it's motels. Motels, diners, the Route 66, truckers, all that kind of stuff. And I love it. You know, it's all the kind of stuff that you see in movies, that you read about in books. So tonight I'm staying in a motel, which just so happens to be along the Route 66, which I'm so excited about. This is really part of the reason why I'm here. Like, I want to live that stereotypical American road trip experience. I am here for it. It's so windy out here, but it doesn't matter, because I want to show you something. It's official! We're on the Route 66! Only for a few miles, but still we're on the Route 66! Honestly, this is so amazing! I know you don't understand, you're just a car, but it's amazing. Well, I'm just gonna follow it for a while. Oh, whoa, you think you're special? Oh, whoa, you think you're something else? Okay, anyway, thanks Shania Twain for providing endless musical inspiration. Back to the Route 66. It is the symbol of the all-American road trip, but the reality is, it's really not the most scenic road in the US. It's just that sometimes, you know, legend can be much more powerful than reality itself.
What's this?
This is it.
Wait,
My
what?
motel.
Is that an outside? Is this an outside bath?
This is super cool. So it turns out that my motel is at the exact midpoint between Chicago and LA, which is the midpoint of the Route 66.
Oh wow. That is pretty cool.
Oh, cool. So, what kind of people do you get passing by here? Is it just tourists on the Route 66?
Everything. Probably every country in the world.
Damn. That is such a fascinating location to have a fridge just slap bang in the middle. Hey, hell, you got to make the most of your space, you know. And a microwave on top.
Not bad. $60. There is one other thing.
Fair, that's actually $60. That's what, like 40 something pounds. That is a decent little price, to be honest.
I've never ever experienced before, and that is eating at a roadside diner, like one of those like really classic all-American diners. Yeah, that's a first for me. So let's go inside and see what we find. Hello. I need to put on my shoes. There's no fun.
Oh.
This place is so cool. It's the kind of diner I've always wanted to visit. So classic.
Well, let's look at those number plates again. So what are all these different colours for? Like with number plates, I don't really understand number plates, to be honest. Like there's so many different ones in the US, and I know sometimes it's like different states and stuff, but like the colours and differences in that. What's the reasons for those?
Always wanted to visit. So classic. Yes! Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make a lot of you laugh, but I mean it seriously. I think this diner and my whole experience in Texas, especially this, is like super, super exotic. Yes, exotic. If you watch my videos, you'll probably see me go to a lot of really incredible, remote, faraway places that some of you might be tempted to call exotic in a way. It's a bit of a problematic word, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, to me, all of this is new. This is different. This feels to me like being in a movie, honestly. So at the end of the day, I think like what you see as different or exotic really just depends on your perspective. There is no single definition.
Wait, was that a Harley Davidson? What is it? Just a little Harley Davidson garage or house. That's so cute.
No single definition of those words, you know? And for me, Texas, rural Texas, is as different, as remote, as interesting as God. Pick your choice of place that I've been to over the last couple of years. And it's all amazing. And this apple pie is so good.
So Route 66 was the main street of USA when the roads first started in America. So it used to be the only way that you could travel, and then it kind of died because of the interstate coming through.
Right.
So right now this restaurant is the midpoint of Route 66. It starts in Chicago and goes all the way to Sacramento, California.
Right. So, but you don't get like the original kind of traffic anymore, right? Like the truckers.
No,
So
not
yeah.
really. We get, honestly, I would say 95% of customers are from overseas.
Oh
I
wow.
promised you all a Fruit Loop tasting, and a Fruit Loop tasting
This is a bit of a weird bowl.
is what you shall receive. This video is not sponsored by Fruit Loops. My childhood dream coming true. You know what it says on the packaging? Natural fruit flavors. That doesn't seem likely. Okay, here we go. You know that feeling when, as an adult, you get to try something that your child self always wanted, and then either it's amazing or it's a total disappointment? Let's see which one this is.
Does it change the colour?
Fruit Loops. Let's do it.
Not good.
Okay, if I tried these as a kid, I would have loved them. But I feel like my taste in food has evolved over the last 25 years. They taste exactly how they look. They taste of neon. They taste of neon. I don't think I can finish that. Well, kids, the lesson here is allow yourself to grow and move past some of the dreams that you harbored as a child.
You know what? I hope I can have this sort of change in my taste buds because I just love sweet still. I don't know if I'd like this cereal because it's just like different flavors. Like, is it fruit flavored cereal? I think it just is, right? But I mean, I can eat sweet cereals. I could eat a whole box of sweet cereal in a day and not think twice about it. Like, I'm bad when it comes to this stuff. So I hope the older I get, the more I become like this and just don't like. I mean, again, I've never had Fruit Loops. I don't actually know if I like them or not. But yeah, I know I probably would like them because it's just a sweet cereal, to be honest.
Sometimes it's best to let them go. You know, it feels completely surreal to be here in this motel room in the middle of Route 66, in the middle of Texas. It's amazing. You know, before I set off on this Pan-American trip, there was a lot of people offline and on the internet who tried to dissuade me from taking this trip. People call me naive, they call me stupid, they call me reckless, irresponsible, they tell me that I'm putting myself in danger and at risk, that I'll be unsafe, that I have no idea what I'm doing. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. But you know what? I think part of living freely is learning to drown out the voices of the people who try to convince you that their way of living is the only way to live life. Tuning into your heart and learning how to listen to your heart, even when the noise around you gets so overwhelming that you don't even know whose voice it is that you're listening to.
And that's why I'm here, to see it all for myself, to learn from real people and real experiences. And so far, just in Texas, I've learned so much. Yeah, some stereotypes hold true, as they can do everywhere. But the more I travel, the more I learn to look past the divides and the differences. The more I travel, the more grey I see, and the less black and white. And in a world dominated by clickbait, attention grabbing, and noise, I really feel that seeing nuance is our most underrated superpower.
This was probably one of my favourite videos in terms of looking at the US, to be honest. This is a really cool little look into it. I guess the daily lives of a lot of people there, and also just sort of meeting people in Texas, and it's just fascinating to see the differences and stuff. It's actually kind of nice to see someone being enthusiastic about the US these days. Thanks for this. As a Texan, it's fascinating to see your view of my home. Glad you enjoyed it. Sorry that entry was so difficult. Yeah, what was that entry issue? What even happened there? I'm a 48-year-old New Zealander, and I only wish I'd discovered Texas at a younger age. If I was in my 20s or even 30s, and the US would have me, I would move to Texas in a heartbeat. The interstate system built in the 50s killed Route 66. Virtually every town on Route 66 is a ghost town. Really? I live right off of Route 66 in Albuquerque. That's wild how that just changed everything. As a fellow Texan, we're glad you're enjoying your time in our beautiful state. Safe travels. Well, there we go. A little look into Texas. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction, and that's pretty much it. Until next time, let's subscribe and peace.